Evening peeps, good evening everyone. How are we all doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget as well to like and share the vids. All right, let's see what there is to talk about today from the world of boxing. We did the video yesterday, but that was only about the event in Abu Dhabi. I'm sure there's a lot more that we've missed, so let's jump straight into it. Sonny Edwards, Julio Cesar Martinez has avoided me like the plague. Seems so. It seems so. Like that fight seemed like it was done. And all of a sudden, it's not done. I'm not quite sure why, but Sonny Edwards, and we all know what Sonny's like, he's very vocal on social media, seems to put the blame solely at the feet of Julio Cesar Martinez. And look, one thing about Sonny is that he's so vocal, he will tell you exactly what is going on. And he's openly admitted that, look, I wanted that fight, and Julio Cesar Martinez, or at least his team, didn't fancy it. And look, that can happen for a number of different reasons. It isn't necessarily because the fighter's ducking a fight. It could be he wants a bit more money, a bigger opportunities come along, whatever. But as it stands right now, Sonny wanted that fight. Sonny thought he was going to get that fight. And it's certainly not on Sonny's side as to why the fight isn't happening. Obviously, Sonny's got his own work this weekend, isn't it, I think? So good luck to him. Hopefully, he is in a very, very big fight soon, because it does feel like since that big win he got against Maruti Matalani, I think I probably butchered that pronunciation, but since then anyway, it feels like we haven't seen him in a big fight again. He's had, I think, 2 defenses or a defense, but we need to see a bit more, because if I'm honest with you, the fly and the super fly division, very, very good. I mean, there are some good matchups to make, and I'm sure that he can put in a few more pounds, all right? I mean, he has got quite a lean frame, so he can definitely go up and weight and make some big fights happen. Savannah Marshall, Shields knows the fight was close. Many people want to watch it again. Was the fight close? There certainly were some competitive rounds, but I felt Shields won that by, I need to watch it again, by 4 rounds. Is that close? Yeah. Look, there were times when I felt like Shields needed to get off the rope because she was in danger of, getting caught with something big, but I felt Shields was just too good, and Savannah got outclassed in that fight. With regards to people wanting to see it again, yeah, I think people would want to see it again, just because there's not much else for Shields out there. I mean, you look at the weight class, unless she's going to come back down, or I say go down in weight, there's not much out there. So it's either a Savannah Marshall, unless someone emerges, by the way, but it's either a Savannah Marshall rematch, or she does what she's been doing with the PFL. So look, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hearn says Canelo was pleased with surgery, optimistic that he returns to ring in May. I mean, look, if he comes to the ring in May, then I guess the number one option is Dmitry Bivol. I mean, Bivol's got a lot to think about here. Beterbiev fights Yard in February, is it? Now, if Beterbiev steams through Yard, I don't think he'll steam through Yard. I think he'll beat Yard, but I don't think he steams through him. But if he comes through Yard without no injuries, because the problem with Beterbiev, unfortunately, right now is he picks up a lot of injuries, then you'll have, at least by February, you'll know a date. Do you wait for that, or do you start the negotiations now for a Canelo showdown at 168, not 175? I think the fight will be at 168 in May. What do you do, people? Do you go undisputed fight at 168? Or do you go undisputed fight at 175? Questions. 168 undisputed brings a lot more money. I know I spoke to Bivol and he says, look, it isn't always about money, and I get that, but it helps, right? I mean, it's a big opportunity. Plus, I mean, for you to beat Canelo back to back in his own weight class, it might be, especially to the outside world, it's a bigger win than Beterbiev. Now, for me, beating Beterbiev is a bigger win. Beating Beterbiev at 175 is a bigger win, because Beterbiev is a killer. He's massive at the weight. He's strong. He's just very scary. But coming down in weight, I mean, that's a big W, You beat the guy at 175. A lot of people say, okay, Canelo was too small. Then you say, okay, I'll go to your weight class and beat you. That's a big W. So Canelo is big. It's more money. Beterbiev seems to be what Bivol wants, but that's certainly less money. It's a big fight, still a lot of money on the table, but it's certainly less money. Canelo rematch in Las Vegas is massive, especially considering the work that Bivol did to Ramirez the other day. It's interesting, it really is. I think Man, that's a difficult one. I was just about to say, I think you go Canelo, just because it's the bigger fight. You want to be in massive fights, don't you? When it's all said and done, you want to look back and say you've been in the biggest fights possible. And there is no bigger fight right now than fighting Canelo. But for legacy, is Beterbiev bigger? I don't know. That's a very, very good debate. Look, I mean, the best thing for Bivol, and I spoke about this yesterday on the show, he's got options. Like right now, and look, you can be as good as you want as a boxer. If you don't have options, then who are you fighting? Yourself in the mirror? He's got options, and all the options are good. Even when you remove those two, I mentioned Boatsi. Obviously, Boatsi was ringside. He's keen to get that fight on. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Boatsi and DAZN and Matchroom. So I think that needs to play out first. But Boatsi's there as an option as you wait. And this is not disrespecting Boatsi, who I think is a very good fighter. But you'd expect Bivol on the last two outings to be a big favourite against Boatsi. So as you wait to see how it plays out with Canelo and Beterbiev, and you want a fight in between to stay busy, I mean, a Boatsi fight is a very, very, very good stay busy fight. And that will do good numbers over here in London. So he's got good options. Going back to the Canelo Beterbiev one, I think you go Canelo 168. I really did. I said this yesterday. I think you go Canelo 168. I'd love to know how he'll look at 168. He's not the biggest guy. He's not short though, but he's not the biggest guy. So I think he can make 168. No rehydration clause. Honestly, I'd favour him to beat Canelo. If he makes the weight well, I'd favour him to beat Canelo because I really think he's that good. But look, he's got options. He's got options, so that's we'll see. What's this? Let's have a look. Eddie Hearn here on Anthony Joshua. He wants to fight everybody. You know, I did that bit at the top of the show of AJ. Didn't seem very interested. I think he's obviously tired of the question about who do you want to fight next, when you're coming back. But unfortunately, you're going to get asked that question. You're going to get asked that question. And you're going to get asked for a few reasons. Number one, after your fight against Usyk, Eddie, I'm sure, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he said November. We want him back out again soon, November. And then it was a case of, okay, December. And then it was a case of, Fury. So all those things haven't happened. So we're going to ask you, if any of those things happen, then obviously we're not asking you anymore. But because those three things haven't happened, we're going to ask you what's going on, when next. You know, we're going to ask all those questions. We're going to ask about who's your trainer. We're going to ask about, where are you likely to fight? What country? All these questions are going to be asked of AJ. So I know he's fed up, and he looked fed up with me asking him those questions. That's just what it is. It's what it is. I mean, right now, it looks like the favourite is Dillian Whyte, if he can get past Jermaine Franklin. Have I got that name right? Why do I feel like I've got it wrong? But if he can get past who he's fighting November 26th, then it looks like it'll be Dillian Whyte. I don't know if everyone wants to see that fight. I'm not quite. I guess it depends how Dillian Whyte looks, but I don't know if everyone's like, yeah, that's going to be an amazing fight. We'll see. Like, I actually think, and I don't think it can be made anyway, but Andy Ruiz was there. Would there be more interest? And you answer this, guys. Would there be more interest in seeing Andy Ruiz come over here and fight AJ than there is for Dillian Whyte? I think there probably is. I mean, we've seen the Dillian Whyte fight. AJ, I know it was a long time ago, but he knocked him out. Like, I hope they don't try and sell us a trilogy on the fact that Dillian Whyte beat him as an amateur. But there is some interest, and some might say unfinished business with Andy Ruiz. Maybe there is. Andy Ruiz is now back. He looked okay against Luis Ortiz. I don't know. I think there's something in that. I think there's something in it. Floyd Mayweather planning for a February exhibition fight in the UK. Obviously, look, Floyd's got Deji. He is just running to the bank with this, isn't he? He's literally like, you really want me to fight Deji? And you're going to pay me what? How much? I'll do it. Like, he's literally running to the bank with these fights, and like, good luck to him. Good luck to him. We'll see who he fights in February. I mean, look, right now, in the YouTube scene, and I'm starting to understand it a bit more from doing these DAZN Misfits things, there's people out there that will put bums on seats and sell tickets and maybe even pay-per-view. So he doesn't look like he's ever going to run out of opponents. And he'll just continue taking this money. And it's funny though, I was thinking about this. With boxing, like all the other sports, right, there is, not all of them, but quite a lot of sports, there is your seniors versions of them. Like in golf, senior golf, tennis have it, Football has it as well. There isn't anything for boxing. So when you stop, you just stop. So I think most professional boxers that want to continue fighting, because it still is a fight, might take this route. The only problem is most of them don't have the same sort of following that Floyd does. But you can understand why he still wants to do it. Again, telling someone just to stop something they've been doing since they were a kid is difficult, and he clearly loves the sport. I don't think it's for the money. Obviously, I mean, look, you got to pay him, but I don't think Floyd's broke. All these rumours about Floyd money running out, rubbish. He's still got a lot of money. Horrible news about, hopefully I pronounce his name correctly because it's an important subject. Bosnuli, I think it is Bosnuli, who fought Morel. He's in a coma. That's the latest reports anyway. I watched the end of the fight, and I don't know why I watched it, but I did watch the end of the fight. And why the fuck don't corners throw in the towel and just stop fights? Like he's going, you can see from sort of the championship rounds that this guy's done. Like, why are we sending him back out there to take more punishment? I don't understand it. I was watching Pat Barrett carefully when Zelfa started taking a couple of shots, not massive shots, but he's getting hit. Pat was immediately on the apron thinking, the fuck that, we can live for another day here and let's just throw the towel in. And he was ready to throw the towel in, and he did throw the towel in. And the ref actually came up to us after and he was like, I was just about to stop it. I didn't see the towel. I was about to stop it anyway. Like, stop fucking fights. These, like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Stupid. And now look what's happened. And it's horrible as well. Look, hopefully he makes a speedy recovery and hopefully he's okay. But, you know, once it gets to that, you know, unfortunately, and, you know, we've seen this story a lot. Once a fighter gets put in a coma like that, an induced coma, I think it is, it's not great. I mean, look, hopefully he survives, but I'm talking about not great in terms of his health long term. But, yeah, horrible. Honestly, horrible. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Jake Paul to be ringside for Fury. Bamba in Dubai. Obviously, Tommy Fury's fighting a guy called Bamba, who I've never heard of in my life. Jake Paul's joked about saying, look, he's willing to step in. You know, I was thinking about these Paul brothers, and they're incredible, aren't they? Don't care what you say. They're incredible. Like, one's a WWE superstar and very, very good. Logan Paul is sensational at wrestling. I mean, I used to watch wrestling for fun many years ago. I don't watch it as much anymore. But when I watch his clips, I would, if I didn't know who he was, I'd think, oh, that's a 10-year WWE vet. He's sensational. And Logan, say what you want, again, is sensational and Jake, it's sensational what he's doing. He's very, very good. And I'm talking very, very good at the cell, not necessarily boxing, but he's good at boxing. So look, I think both of them are incredible. And long may it continue, man, because I think they both bring excitement to what they do. I was shocked, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw it. Rosario got stopped. And it's mad to think that Rosario, sort of 2-3 years ago, was just... Let me have a quick look at his record again. But I remember 2-3 years ago when he won the title, I remember me thinking, geez, Rosario, good man. Rosario's dangerous. He's big. He's strong. Like, it's crazy, especially when you think Rosario is only 27. It's not like he's, you know, had a long career. But when he beat Julian Williams, that was it. When he beat Jarrett, I was like, okay. And then he's lost to Charlo, knockout. Lubin, knockout. A couple of wins back, and then just got stopped by Mendoza. And he's now saying that's probably that. He thinks he's going to retire. And look, you know, he's been a world champion. Hopefully he's made some money. Retire well with your health intact. I think it's important. So, yeah, good luck to him as well. All right, anything else before we pack up and done? Not much else here. There's a bit here about Chantel Cameron, and I think I touched on this yesterday. Her now saying she wants to fight Jessica McCaskill at 147. I think she beats McCaskill at 147. I don't think she gets the Katie Taylor fight. And the reason I don't think she gets it is I don't know about her making 135 now. I think 140 is quite tight for her. Although she looked good on the scales, I think 140 could be a bit tight for her. Hence why she's talking about going to 147. But look, if she gets it, good luck to her. Good luck to her. She'll cause Katie some problems. Very good boxer, very good jab. I don't know if she has the pop, but not as Katie, really. So it'll be an interesting fight. But look, she's put herself in the mix now to be in some good fights, in and around that weight class, and some good girls. So good fights, good money fights. So hopefully she can, she can make some money and win some more belts. And I think she can, and I think she will beat Jessica McCaskill if she goes up. Let's see if Mr. Mike Carpenter has anything of note to talk about on Twitter. Did you guys, I don't know if you guys saw my interview of Oscar De La Hoya the other day. I put it on my shorts, my YouTube shorts thing. Probably people thinking your shorts. Where De La Hoya said, look, we're close with the Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis. The biggest stumbling block is Al Heyman. That's the problem. Boy, who knows? Yeah, a bit more about Yibus Nili being placed in a medically induced coma. Fuck's sake, man, this sport, man. Jesus Christ. This sport. I don't know. Hopefully he recovers, I really do. Nothing really here, nothing else. Nothing else. I'm doing the DAZN boxing show that's why I'm here, in about 50 minutes. I'm going to be speaking to Zelfa Barrett. I'm going to be speaking to Chantel Cameron. I asked to get Zelfa on just because I think it was such a good performance. And I hate when someone loses and you almost forget them. I want him to be commended and applauded for that performance because, again, it wasn't supposed to be him. Remember, it was supposed to be Joe Cordina. He stepped in on 5 weeks' notice and he fought a machine in Rakhimov, and he was close. He was close. I just think in the end, Rakhimov just had a bit too much, wore him down, but it was a really good performance. Anyway, guys and girls, peace and love.